Confident, good evening. It's Wednesday, November the 12th, and you're watching PNC's News Now. I'm Janella Carrera.
And I'm Clinton Rogel. Thanks for tuning in. Topping your news tonight, a new development in the Agababa murder trial. Jurors are finding it difficult to agree on a verdict. This morning, Judge Maria Senzon ordered the deadlocked jury back into deliberations. It was on Monday that the hung jury notified the court that they could not agree upon a verdict, but Judge Senzon was off island that day, so she returned today and issued what seemed to be like an Allen charge or a stern reminder for the jury to try again to avoid a mistrial. There are several controversial testimonies to consider here. First is from police officers who observed unusual behavior from Alan Agababa after he reported finding his mother dead. Then there's the testimony from Agababa's friend, Randy Fulcher, who claims Agababa confessed to killing his mother and even asked for his help in disposing of a firearm. And finally, there's the opposing testimony of two different medical examiners. Guam's medical examiner, Dr. Aurelio Espinola, says Shelly Bernstein was murdered and died of blunt force trauma to her forehead. California-based medical examiner Dr. Joseph Cohen, however, believes Bernstein died of an accidental overdose and that her head injury was caused by a fall. Prosecutors say Agababa murdered his mother for life insurance benefits. It was revealed during trial that Bernstein's life insurance policy was worth $850,000 to be split between her two sons. Judiciary spokesman Josh Tenorio confirmed for PNC that the Agababa jury was still deliberating this afternoon.
Meanwhile, in the Castro murder trial, the defense team grilled Susana Latino on her failure to report suspicious injuries on her 23-month-old daughter. Latino's ex-boyfriend John Castro is facing murder charges for the death of Alzano Latino back in January. Susana Latino was never charged in her daughter's death, but defense attorneys grilled her today as though she might be just as culpable as her boyfriend, John Castro.
Isn't it true that you thought we would ask you if you hurt Alzano?
No.
Isn't it true that you thought we would ask you if you killed Alzano?
No.
Susana says she had suspicions that Castro was abusing her daughter, but admits she never reported him to authorities. Defense attorney Suresh Sampath took issue with this, pointing out that it was Susana who spent the most time with her daughter and that she also had other options.
I didn't want anything to do with my family at that time.
So you'd rather not have anything to do with your family than protect your child from possible abuse?
Like I said, there's a lot of reasons that I didn't want to turn to my family.
But basically you're saying you'd rather keep her in an environment where she was being abused and move in with your sister?
At the time, I didn't think she was being abused.
Okay. Well, you said you saw marks on her, didn't you?
Yes, but there was always an explanation for everything.
An explanation for everything, even for a fracture on the baby's skull.
Now, you took Alzano on October 7th to GMH for a skull fracture, did you not?
Yes.
Now, even after that happened, you didn't call the police and you didn't leave John.
He told me it was an accident.
And you believe that?
Yes.
So, if you saw these marks on your girl, why didn't you kick John to the curb and call the cops?
I was afraid to leave
Afraid to leave what?
because there was an incident back in last year of October.
And then a surprising revelation from that October incident that could prove the defense theory that Susana can also be violent.
Isn't it true on the October 22nd incident, John was the one putting your stuff out of doors to kick you out?
Yes, but when I got the last of my stuff, that's when he blocks me in.
Okay. The truth of the matter is, you hit him on that day, didn't you?
Because he kept pushing me.
But you did hit him.
Yes, I did.
Trial resumes tomorrow in Judge Canto's courtroom.
A 45-year-old woman was sentenced to 7 years in federal prison for smuggling in methamphetamine, or the drug ice, from the Philippines. Back in May of 2012, authorities were alerted to Bertha Moore from a husband and wife who were also involved in a drug conspiracy case. So, in August of 2012, federal agents waited for Moore to arrive from the Philippines. Drug detecting dogs confirmed the presence of methamphetamines. Moore was then interrogated, and she eventually confessed that she had smuggled in ice through her rectum. A press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office states that agents recovered 108 grams of ice from Moore's rectum. 108 grams has a street value of about $60,000. Moore eventually pled guilty to conspiracy to unlawfully import more than 50 grams of methamphetamine. Again, she was sentenced to 87 months in prison and 5 years of supervised release.
Port Authority attorney Mike Phillips expects the port to appeal the latest case won by an employee before the Civil Service Commission. He also thinks the port will win that appeal and the 5 appeals currently pending. PNC's Betsy Brown reports.
Francine Rocio and her attorney may be celebrating a victory before the Civil Service Commission, as PNC reported last night, but the Port Authority isn't done fighting. Legal counsel Mike Phillips says it's likely management will appeal the case.
And it's always been very, very clear that there was an agreement to get benefits that Ms. Meno was not entitled to under law. And more serious than that is the cover-up that took place afterwards.
Rocio is among the 7 employees accused of helping then Port marketing manager Bernadette Stern Meno fraudulently claim workers' compensation benefits in 2012. She's the 5th to win her case before the CSC, but appeals are pending on all the other cases. While Rocio's attorney told PNC the port was unable to carry the burden of proof in her case, Phillips says that doesn't mean there wasn't any wrongdoing.
I can't speak for what her thoughts were, but I can say her client is far from innocent. And all through the proceedings, we showed the wrongdoing.
Phillips believes the CSC will rule in the port's favor in this next case, as Vivian Castro-Leon was a high-ranking employee.
There is no above this time. We're talking about the people at the very, very top. And we believe we're going to be able to show that they were engaged at a level where this is not an innocent mistake. You don't have cover-ups like this by accident. People make mistakes, but they don't accidentally have cover-ups.
PNC interviewed Rocio's attorney, Georgette Bello Conception, yesterday. To read her remarks on the case, visit our website, pacificnewscenter.com. Betsy Brown, PNC News.
Jigo Mayor Rudy Matanani wants to build a pier or boat ramp in his village. There are currently no piers or boat ramps in the northern half of the island. The mayor is holding a village meeting tonight at 7 p.m. in the Jigo Gymnasium to discuss this possibility with the Western Pacific Regional Fishery Management Council.
There is no place to launch a boat from in the northern half of the island. Jigo Mayor Rudy Matanani says this presents safety problems for fishermen and swimmers alike, because in the event of an emergency, rescue crews must launch their sea craft from the Ganya Boat Basin.
You know, when a bad weather is around here, it will take a lot longer for a rescue team on a boat to come up here, you know, with the as far as the waters is concerned. And by having a pier or a boat basing up here just for safety purposes would be a lot better for people in distress, no matter what the situation is. You know, the closer, the faster they'll get to the situation at hand.
So where in Jigo can they build a boat ramp or a pier? Mayor Matanani says they could build one at Retidian, or at a beach by Black Construction, or even at Tengisan Beach.
I just heard today that they were announcing that they're thinking about closing Tengisan Power Plant. That's actually news to me. So that would be a perfect place. You know, there's a channel there that connects with Tengisan Power Plant, and that would be the best place.
The Jigo mayor is holding a meeting tonight at the Jigo Gym with visiting members from the Western Pacific Regional Fishery Management Council. He hopes that this council can help them find federal funding for the project.
I know that there's funding for things like this over at agriculture, and it's called sports fishing.
Again, the meeting begins at 7 p.m. tonight at the Jigo Gym. All residents and island fishermen are invited to attend.
All right, let's head over to sports with Blake Watson, who's freestyling some rhymes. Introducing B Wizzle.
AKA B Watts, AKA B Dub.
Yo, 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 I got the flow. I gotta let you know, you need to stick around for the PNC Sports Show. We got basketball, I got you, don't fall. So please stick around, won't you all, y'all? PNC Sports coming up next.